Hello, Gemini Sun, Pisces Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. Let's start off though with a little bit of astrology for you. With a Pisces rising, you other people or what you show to the world is the fact that you wear your heart on your sleeve. You're very expressive. You show your emotions. You understand your emotions. What you express tends to be maybe more emotional maturity than your friends or the other people around you. And you certainly understand or can read the emotions of those around you. It may almost seem like you're very intuitive, and in fact, you may be very intuitive, especially when it comes to how others are feeling or the feel of the room or the situation. Now, with a Pisces rising, your sun is most likely, not in all cases, but most likely in the fourth house, which is the house of family, of ancestry. So, this may be an area with your Gemini sun there where you really like to talk about, where you really like to look into, to learn more, to even communicate a lot about your ancestry. You like to get the family stories. And you may even be involved in a project where you are creating a book about your family and your ancestry and capturing and collecting all of that information from multiple family members. Or perhaps it's a project or something that you would love to do, but you would definitely have an interest in that. Okay. Now let's get into your year ahead reading. I'm going to pull 12 cards, one for each month, and a card from the bottom of the deck to give us an extra theme or other information for the year. Now I'm just going to label these months 1 through 12. You can choose May or June as your starting month, whichever feels right for you. And let's get started. So month 1, 2, and I'm going to start by pulling all the cards first. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And on the back of the deck, we have the sun. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to look at the overall spread and give you my initial feel, and then we'll get into each of the cards. So my overall first impression is that this is a year where you are learning what makes you happy, what truly does make you happy. The people, the connections, the work, etc., that feel right for you, that bring you that joy, that make you feel at ease. There's a comfort in them. And this may be something that you have not allowed yourself to do in the past. So, for example, in the past, maybe you are always there to support others and you're putting the needs of others ahead of you. This is a year where it feels like you need to turn the focus inward and onto yourself. That's how you're going to best support anybody else, is by first focusing on the things that make you happy. What are the things you want to keep in your life, and what are the things you want to remove from your life? Okay, let's get into each of the individual cards. We're starting off here with the card from the back of the deck, the 13th card, which is the sun. A very positive card. This is a card of joy, of vitality, of being outside and just enjoying that sun on your skin, of the vitamin D in your life. But it is definitely embracing life to the fullest and not holding anything back. And also being very receptive to everything, being open to all the possibilities, and letting yourself be free. Be free to choose, do, be who you are. All right, let's get into your individual cards, or months, I should say. So starting here in month 1, we have the King of Swords. Swords are an air element, so it's very much kind of Gemini energy. And this is the King of Swords. So it's a masculine energy. It's projecting. It is expressing. And the King of Swords, have I already talked about swords? If not, it's all about communication, information, education. So it's very logical. It's very fact-based. It's all about planning. It's step by step. There's no emotion involved in this. This is going to be purely based on the facts, on what's on paper, on the numbers, not the hope for numbers, the actual numbers. So this feels like it's somebody else in your life, or maybe an advisor or a boss or something like that. But this is somebody who is going to give you the bottom line. That they're going to give you the reality of what's going on. It's going to be an unbiased thing because bias is going to be about emotions. So, and you may not like some of the things that they have to say. So this could be a lawyer, it could be an advisor of some type that maybe you ask for their opinion about where you're at to give you, maybe ask for their advice or their help in coming up with a plan for you over this next year. So it feels like this has already been in the works over here in the prior year or previous months, previous couple of months at least. And this is your meeting with them. So you've got all your paperwork together and now you're meeting with them. And again, you may not like some of the things they have to say, but they're going to give it to you straight. They're not going to sugarcoat anything. So just be ready to hear whatever it is they have to say. And what they're saying is not intended to hurt you or anything. This is purely facts, which is part of what you need in order to help you transition or help you evolve as you move throughout this year. So be ready to hear the bottom line in month 1. In month 2, we have the devil. This is a major arcana card, and this is all about temptation and addictions and self-defeating behavior, habits that keep you stuck where you're at so that you can't move forward. This could even be people around you who trigger you and keep you at the same level they're at, doing the same things they do, keep you in the old patterns. This is a month where you, maybe as a result of the conversations you have with this person, you're able to apply some of the logic that they gave you to this behavior, to the interactions that cause you to slip into that behavior. And it helps you understand why or when you're being triggered. It helps you recognize your pattern so that you can change it, so that you can shake things up and say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So you can start setting boundaries for yourself. It can be a little bit of a, it's emotional breakthrough as the primary things that are coming through here. Maybe you haven't been expressing yourself as much as you used to in the past because of something that you started doing that keeps you locked up in a way. And this is a month where you're starting to set yourself free, to unfreeze yourself, to give yourself permission to move on or to do something different. So that's month 2. In month 3, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles are an earth element. This is going to be about money or career or home life. A lot of times this is looked at as somebody who is a miser, who is clutching their purse to their chest. They're saving their pennies, sometimes to the detriment of their happiness. You want to make sure you're finding balance here. You do want to make sure, again, that things are stable because 4s are about foundations and stability. So it is good to start saving your pennies, to make sure everything's getting paid, to make sure everything's on an even keel and nothing's out of whack in a way. But at the same time, you may be holding on so tight that that's part of what's kind of holding you or keeping you stuck. So don't be able to splurge at least a little bit on something that brings you joy, brings you happiness, whether that's buying a physical book to read, or maybe it is an online, and giving yourself permission to spend time reading it, not just to buy it, but to actually enjoy it. If you can't bring yourself to spend it, maybe you start to look at your budget and start putting some of the money into a fun fund. or withdraw $5 and keep it in your glove compartment or your wallet or whatever, and maybe you get, I don't know, something, some little thing to splurge on, some little sparkle for yourself. It does not have to be big, it does not have to be expensive. This could also be related to your energy, where you just you have not been allowing yourself again to do something special for yourself. That's the primary thing I'm getting this month. Give yourself permission and let yourself enjoy it. Don't hoard it or save it for another day. Use it there in that moment. Read the book, eat the ice cream cone, whatever it is for you in that moment. This could even be giving yourself permission to go on a walk by yourself for 15 minutes without your phone or anything, or listening to your favorite music while you're on that walk without anybody else. This is time for yourself. This is something for you and you alone. This is about putting yourself first. So take time to put yourself first this month. And that's in month 3 again. In month 4, we have the Lovers card. This is another major arcana card, and this can be about relationships or contracts. It's heavy in the 7th house energy, kind of, for astrology. What I'm feeling is this is about your relationships and maybe a third person in those relationships or that relation. It feels like relationships. So there may be somebody, one person. So if you have like 3 friends, one of those friends, or 3 people, or maybe you in a relationship with somebody and there's now somebody else who's trying to come between you. There's somebody interfering or trying to put some funky energy into your relationship, whether that's with a friend, a business partner, or a lover. But there's somebody who sees that connection, sees that relationship, and they don't like it. They don't like, oh, okay. So this is like somebody who wants your attention and is always demanding your attention, but it's not somebody you really like. Maybe it's somebody you've been helping in the past and they keep getting more and more demanding because in the past you wouldn't say no because you felt like you should help them. You have to say no to this other person. You have to put up boundaries. You have to say no. You need to protect your connection here. You need to put this other person ahead of that third person. And that third person needs to understand that you will always put this person ahead of that person. Even if this is the old lady down the block who needs somebody or always seems to need somebody to help her out, bringing in groceries, mowing her lawn, doing all the things for her. She needs to find other avenues or other areas of assistance. Maybe give her some referrals to some places she can go to sign up for help. But let her know that you are not going to have as much time or you do not have the time. You need to put some strong boundaries up, essentially, is what we're saying here. You need to have a firm agreement in place. If you do want to continue to help this person, you need to cut down how much you're helping them. And it needs to be on specific things on specific days. It can't be whenever they call you up, interrupting you in the middle of a date or a night out with your friends or whatever it is. You have to put up some boundaries here in order to protect your other relationships. Because this person will, this is a person who, they have a bit of that victim mentality or the little kind of a helpless, but they are not helpless. They are much stronger and much more capable than they're letting you know. They just want your attention. They just want your energy. They want your energy. They want you to feel sorry for them. And you don't need to do that. You need to take time again. You need to make them respect your space and your boundaries because they're not feeding your energy. They're just siphoning it off, which can make you feel tired and frazzled and aggravated and frustrated, which is not serving you in any way. So pay attention to that. to those people who are just trying to get between, or it feels like it's where your connection to that person is getting into between your relationship with another person that you do want to maintain and have a stronger connection with. Hopefully that made sense and came through well. And then in month 5, we have the Page of Wands. Wands are a fire element, and this is all about passion and boldness and vitality and movement, action, creativity, pursuing the things that you love to do. The Page of Wands, so pages are young, fresh energy. They're new beginnings, new starts. They're ready to start. They're ready to get out there in the world and learn. So this is a month where you come up or something comes up, some new thing you want to do, or maybe it's something you've always wanted to do. This is the month you start it. This is the month you take those first steps, taking a dance class, doing some sort of, it feels for the most part like it involves movement in some way. Starting some sort of walking program, hiking program, bowling, something that you're excited about, you've always wanted to do. And it puts you almost into a little bit of a meditative state, or that flow state. Flow state feels more appropriate. And it helps loosen up your energy. But you're at the beginning of it. This could even be yoga. But this is where you're just getting started in it. You're just learning how to do it. You're learning the basics and getting ready to get into the program fully. This is like orientation month for you. Okay. And then in month 6, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Back into the Pentacles. This is the start of something new. This could be a special savings account, or maybe you are getting your resume together in order to move to a different career or a different area or a different company. But you are planting the seeds. You are preparing for the future. So this is a new thing. It's not something that's already in place. But you're getting the soil ready, planting the seed, making sure it's got everything it needs in order to flourish and really build something or create something that you can leverage in the future. So this could even be the start of some skill building, maybe, or at least looking into what areas you want to build in order to move on to the next thing. So again, another month of discovery, but this is more information gathering and involves building, like saving up for a home, discovering what skills you need to invest in order to change your job or increase your salary maybe. Or it's a new savings account or something like that for some specific target in the future or goal that you have in the future, like a vacation, something fun, but something that definitely builds up over time. And then down here in month 7, we have the 9 of Wands. Now we already know what wands are. Nines are where you're getting close. You're almost at the end of a cycle. So close to the end. But the 9 of Wands is typically someone who's tired, maybe a little body aches, a little bit scraped up, that kind of energy. You're exhausted, but you know you're close to the end. You know it's almost done, and you're not giving up. You have enough energy. You have the will to keep pushing through to get to the end, to hit the goal. You may be down, but you are not out. So this is a month where maybe you're feeling like, whoo, we got a lot going on. There's a lot of change happening so far, and can I just rest this month? Yeah, you can. You can give yourself a break this month, knowing also, or you can choose to keep going, or maybe you just kind of slow down for a week or two, and then you give it the big push at the end of the month here in month 7. But you are not giving up. You're tired. You need a little break maybe, but you will keep going. You have what it takes. Do not doubt yourself. And then in month 8, we have the Magician. I like this right after this card. The Magician is the first card. Well, actually, technically, it's the second one. This is the first person the Fool meets on their journey through the Major Arcana card. The Magician is all about manifestation, of reaching the goal, of achievement. You hit the goal. What you're shooting for in month 2 or month 7 here, you get to in month 8. You achieve it in month 8. And there is a big sense of accomplishment and encouragement, a strong sense now, or how do I describe it? It's definitely confidence. You gain a lot of confidence in this month, a lot of belief in what you're capable of. Because the Magician has all the knowledge, all the tools, and the connections they need to get what they want, to create what they want. And that's where you recognize that in yourself in this month. Not only do you reach that goal, but when you reach that goal, it's because of you. It's because of your knowledge, what you're willing to learn, what your skills are. This is all about your personal growth here in this month and a recognition of what you're capable of and what you could achieve if you just put your mind to it. Then we hit month 9 with the 5 of Pentacles. 5s indicate a challenge, a conflict, a bump in the road, if you will, something you need to overcome in order to move forward. It's a challenge to see if you're really ready to keep moving up. What you can do, what you need to do to get over this, to meet this challenge, is to take action. So this is a card indicating that this person is feeling excluded or left out or alone, where they're having trouble with their resources, where they're feeling like they don't have everything they need in order to succeed in life. The key here is you need to be willing to ask for the help. Sometimes we have to ask for help. Sometimes we have to accept help. All this person in this card needs to do is look around. They have the key. They can open the door and they can get themselves out of this situation. They can open the door and ask for help. Or they can answer the door and open it to receive the help. But you have to take that action. You have to be willing to ask and receive. That is your big challenge here in month 9. In month 10, we have the Death and Rebirth card. This is a card of transformation. This is another Major Arcana card. This is a month where you're like, wow. This is recognition for you of how much you've already transformed this year. And this kind of solidifies that transformation for you. You know that you're supported. You have built up so much confidence in what you're capable of. You have transformed so much so far from where you were here, feels like it's back here, to where you are here in this month. You are not the same person anymore. You have transformed. And there may be a key moment or something this month where you really recognize that. Maybe somebody from the past approaches you and tries to push your boundaries, tries to pull you back into some drama, or something from the past tries to derail you. And it doesn't bother you and you don't take the bait. Because you know what? You're busy living your life now. You're not living in the past anymore. You're living in the now. You're free to be who you really want to be, to do the things that bring you joy. Bring you joy. And then in month 11, we have the King of Pentacles. I'm feeling financial advisor vibes from this for you. So this person back here in month 1 came up with a practical plan, gave you where you're at now, gave you the reality check back here in month 1. And you've made a lot of changes to your life since then, and acting on the plan or advice that they gave you, recognizing changes you need to make, giving yourself permission to enjoy life, to give yourself joy, to let yourself enjoy little things, to reclaim your energy and put up boundaries and say, no, no, I'm not going to intend that. I'm going for a walk by myself, listening to my favorite music instead, because I would rather do that. And giving yourself permission to do what you would rather do. Now you're ready to step into a specific area. So this is okay. This could be career advice. It could be advice around buying or a home or working on something to do with home. Or it could be, did I already say career? Finances, career, or home. Those are the three areas this could be related to. I feel strongly it's mainly has to do with your finances, which means it could also be career, like leveling up or advice on what you want to do, but it feels primarily financial. So you may be seeing a financial advisor or consulting somebody about your finances and coming up with a financial plan based on where you are now. And again, it's going to be specific to finances. And this is the King of Pentacles. Pentacles kind of the more laid back energy, the slower moving energy. So it's going to be a very chill meeting. It's going to be a very relaxed experience. It's not going to be, there's no high pressure. This is just somebody who's going to tell you where you're at now. And if you want to make changes, they're going to give you advice or help coach you on what to do next if you have certain goals you want to meet or specific things you want to get paid off. They can help advise you on the order or how and what, how much, etc. to do all of that. So this is somebody you can trust and it feels right to. Pay attention to how you feel about when you're going or looking to select the person that's going to give you this financial advice. Pay attention to their vibe and how it feels to you. If it feels right to you, if it feels like somebody you can trust. Trust yourself there. And then in month 12, we have the Justice card. This is another major arcana card, and this is all about karma or balance, justice, balancing the scales. So it feels like this is related or bookended with this card at the beginning and the activity or something that was way out of balance back here that caused you or maybe triggered you to do this whole thing where you're like, that's it, I'm done giving all my energy to other people and starting to reclaim it and do things that you enjoy doing now throughout this year. This feels like a card of accomplishment. You've done it. You are solid in where you're at. You know that the scales are balanced, that you're not, oh, how do I want to put this? You are, this is you over here in the past and everybody else up here. And now you've brought things up and you may be a little bit out of balance where now you're putting yourself first, but you're still, this is where you need to be right here yet because you're still learning what your boundaries are. You are still trying to protect your energy, which you should be doing. It could be by the end of month 12, you're right here, but you should try to put some preference on yourself over others still in month 12. But you are still seeking balance. And maybe you find more of that here in this month 12. And then for some, just because it's in here in my head, this could be if you've had an outstanding legal matter that's been going on throughout this period, and maybe you've been kind of on hold or in a state of suspension over some specific area of your life. This is the month where that final decision is reached, where you'll be able to close out that issue. In one way or another, it will be settled. It feels more like a compromise than anything else, but you'll be done with it. It won't be hanging out there anymore. And you'll be able to reclaim that energy and know what your next step now can be. But closure is a big feeling too here. All right, Gemini Sun, Pisces Rising. That is what I have for you for your year ahead. Please hit that like button and please hit subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.